let's dive into how some of the record keeping works in Remember. In this case, in the care needs, these are things that a person might need, and care assets are things that they might have. And so, really, Remember allows you to track both the people that you care for and the people who help enable you to care for those people or may care directly for them. And so, these are text fields. You can put things in there. Taste and see. This is the idea that they may have some things that they want to be able to try out, and do they want to do this? And then, if there is coaching information, this is not the coach, but do they want to coach? And this allows you to maybe set them up with a coach kind of situation. Down here we have whatever assets the person might have, and then what asset categories they might have. And you can set up the categories in the settings for your organization. So let's look a little bit about how this works. So if we want to add, let's say, a disbursement, let's say we did some kind of a gift. There's several different kinds. I'll go through each one. So a cash, let's say cash, in this case, it could be something like a gift card or something like that. It's just considered a cash one, and we could call it a gift card. What day it was given, and then if there was any category that falls into. In this case, we don't have any categories set up yet. We'll show you how to do that. So this is basically sets up a disbursement, and there you can see that that's done. So now we can actually add, let's say, and usually you wouldn't necessarily have both. Let me fix the spelling on that. You wouldn't have necessarily someone, and ideally you would have somebody who might have needs at one point in time, and then they would develop assets at another point in time that would be able to help others. So let's kind of look at this, and you could say, hey, they could give cash. Let's talk about some of these other ones, an in-kind donation. And this would be something like, let's say if somebody was maybe a dentist, and we could say dental work, and when did they donate it? And we'll just throw it in the general category. This seed category out here is sometimes in order to get a donation, you will have to give something. So maybe a dentist would say, hey, if you'll cover the cost of just the supplies, which maybe is $100, you would get a $500 value. And so this allows you to take those kind of donations. And let's say there was a seed of $100 that your organization kicked into that. So now we add a disbursement. We can come up here and choose in kind. And in kind will then allow me to choose that particular thing. And I can then choose to use that, and I can use this amount of it, and it'll automatically fill in all the other information. And then this will actually show, if I click on used by, I can then see that this was used. Now, typically it wouldn't be used on the same person, but you kind of get the idea that you could give assets by one person and use them by another. And a direct donation is just a donation that doesn't necessarily, if we look at here, direct just means it doesn't necessarily flow through your organization. It's that you want to be able to track that they got a donation directly from someone else, and you can actually track that in the system here using the direct as well. So I think that basically covers all the features of how this works. There are several reports that we'll show in another video that talk about this.